What's up, you guys? Welcome back and happy new year. This is my first video for the new year and we are jumping in with this look right here. So first things first, I usually do this in all my videos. I start out with concealer and I use that as a base on my eyelids and I just blend that out with a sponge. Then I'm going in with the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette and I'm just taking these two shades to set that concealer down before I jump in with this peachy corally pinky tone. I'm also taking this pink shade from the Norvina palette and I'm just deepening that crease a bit more while also sort of winging it out towards the tail of my brow. And then I'm going to go in with a fluffier brush just to blend it out and diffuse it a bit more. Then I'm jumping in with this blue shade from the Norvina palette and I'm packing that really precisely into my crease, and I'm using a very flat sort of shader brush, but I'm being very specific and very precise and only taking that in my crease. Then I'm just going to carve out the crease using some concealer and a concealer brush. And I'm sort of going above the folds of my lid because I do have slightly hooded eyes. And I'm just going to sort of flick that out as well. And then this white shade from the Norvina palette, I'm just packing that on the entire lid from inner to outer edges with a flat brush. And then I'm just going to go in with a bit more on a chunkier brush just to intensify it a bit more. Then I'm going to go back in with that same blue shade on a very precise angled brush just to deepen that crease a bit more. And the same pink shade I used from the Norvina palette, I'm sort of creating like a smoky wing along my lash line towards the outer edge. And then I'm going to take that same angled brush again and I'm going to dip into that blue and I'm just going to create sort of like a wing that's more precise than the pink that I put down before it. And this is just going to give a really pretty gradient from the blue to the pink. Then I'm going in with this Suva Beauty Hydra liner. I'm just using that as a line right within the crease and I'm being very precise with this on a very detailed liner brush. I'm also just going to add a bit of that towards the inner portion of my lash line. Then I'm going in with this moisturizer all over my face and just rubbing it in pretty evenly. And going in with this foundation and the Rose Elixir. I'll have it listed below. And I'm just going to buff that out with my sponge. And I'm adding some Tarte concealer as well as my Maybelline Age Rewind concealer for the coverage as well as that dewy glow that I get from the Tarte concealer. Then I'm just going to buff that out with my sponge and make sure it's pretty even. I'm also going to spray a little bit of this Farsali SkinMist onto my sponge because this helps me blend out that concealer and the foundation and give it like a really natural looking finish. Then I'm jumping in with this setting powder by Beauty Bakerie and I'm just packing that under my eyes and then slightly baking but not too heavy. The same shadows that I would have used in my crease, I'm just dropping that on my lower lash line and I'm just going to give it a quick curl, give my lashes a quick curl. And I'm going to pop on some of this Patrick Ta mascara and give it a really even coat because I am going to go in with false lashes and I want it to look as natural and blended as possible. So I just popped on these lashes. These are actually some lashes that I got from SheIn. I mentioned it in my last video, but I'll have it listed below. It gives like a really subtle flare, flirty look. Then I'm going in with this Ciate marbled blush just along my cheeks and just a little bit over my nose because I love that little sun-kissed look. And I'm going to mix these two shades of the matte ink from Maybelline. I'll have the shades listed below, but just all over my lips and then just evening it out with a brush. Then popping on some highlight. This is the Glowdient face palette and I'm just popping on right on top of my cheekbones and giving a really pretty subtle highlight, and that pretty much wraps up the entire look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is my first for the new year, of course, and I hope to do so many more. So stay tuned, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.